Good evening to all of you.
Buenas noches.
It's been a couple of weeks. Last time we played, the group of you were hiding out in Massachusetts after fleeing the scene of several crimes in New York City. Uh, you met with Professor Cowles and learned more about the cult of the Sandbat in Australia. You met with Miriam Atwright at the Miskatonic University Library, and through several hours of research, you learned details of several African cults, and you fixated on the cult of the Bloody Tongue, which you believe is the one operating in New York right now. And you responded to an ad from a lawyer asking for friends of Jackson Elias to contact him, and learned that you are beneficiaries named in Jonathan Hammer's will. So you have scheduled to go and meet with the attorney on the evening of Tuesday, the 27th of January. So you spend the weekend getting the car painted. I'm assuming ditching some evidence. Birdie gets her hair dyed. Any of you who want to make some changes to your physical appearance can go ahead and do so.
Not looking for me, I'm good.
And I think we'll just pick up with you already having arrived back in New York. We're going to jump straight to the relative action of the reading of the will. But first, Terry, do you want to introduce us to your character real quick?
I am James. I am the nerd, the guy who has all the knowledge of any type of historical stuff. I also am the medic of the team at the moment, unless anybody else wants to pick up in that field.
No.
Yeah, that's about it.
All right. Travis?
I play. Well, I am playing. Who am I playing today? I don't know.
We'll have you play Victor, but Theodore's going to be present as well.
Okay. I'm playing Victor Oswald, the Doom guy of the group. When something needs to happen, I make it happen.
He's the murder hobo.
Literally, not figuratively. Figuratively too, but that's beside the point.
And Bry?
At least you're admitting it now.
Hi, I'm Bry. I play Bernadette. She's very good at shooting things, and she's very good at cooking moonshine specifically.
And Joey won't be joining us on camera this week, but you want to give us an intro to your character anyway.
Hi, I'm playing Connor Leon, and it's got an engine I can run it.
Joey, I would just like to say, your face, you have a face for radio. It's a good one.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I knew I was it was something.
You know, coming from somebody who said that they had a face for radio, like a week ago?
Listen, if I can use
really
that,
sweet.
if I can use it on someone else, I can, and it fits here because we can't see his face.
So, depending on how cautious you wanted to be, you can have circled the block a couple times, staked the joint out for a little while. You're not going to see any sign of cops or traps. You make your way into the legal office. A woman of about 20 years is there. She introduces herself as Willa Sly. She's the legal secretary.
I'm in like a trench coat, hat. Definitely look like I'm up to no good, but yeah, continue.
Okay. And she will show you back to the office of, actually her uncle, Carlton Ramsey. He is a black man in his early 30s, dressed maybe not in the most expensive clothes you've ever seen, but he is very well shaven. His clothes are adjusted exactly. He's very meticulous looking. He greets you all. You can make some short introductions, and he invites you to all take seats.
I'll take one of the middle ones. I'll assert my dominance in the situation.
Yes.
There we go. Got myself in the seat. Perfect.
Perfect.
I'm taking the other chair. Because I don't trust Victor to say shit.
He's going to say, now, before we get started, you are all friends with Nate. Can I assume that a little liquid refreshment isn't going to be offensive to anyone?
Not at all. As a matter of fact, I was going to offer some of my own if you did.
Connor is slowly putting a flask back in his jacket.
I'll just
So-
accept whatever.
Yeah, he'll pull a bottle of bourbon out of a drawer with a false bottom in his desk. And he's
Wait, is
going
this
to
still
say-
during the Prohibition, right?
Yes.
Yes, this is during Prohibition.
But, you know,
breaking
it
the
was
law. Breaking the law.
Like, everybody drinks, it's just illegal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just the reason why prohibition gets repealed is because nobody follows the law. Nobody does it. If nobody does it, then it can't be a law.
I mean, there were a couple bad actors that were just doing it because
It was only
the law.
enforced. It was only enforced when they didn't like you.
Yeah. That's the big thing. It's
Or
now
when you were
modern
competition.
But do continue.
thought.
Okay.
It is now modern thought.
And your son will just take a seat on the couch in the back.
Okay, that's fair.
He's told Willa that she can head home for the evening, so it's just the group of you in here with the lawyer. I was
Alright.
going to say, looking around the room, I see few faces that are similar to possibly some recent news stories. I'm not going to ask anything about that, but at the end of our business, we might want to discuss legal representation.
For now, I think we're just going to be discussing how to get ourselves out of this country as soon as possible.
Well, yes, I might be able to help with that a bit. Do you mind if I ask, just a matter of getting to know each other, how well did you know Nate?
Sorry, can you say that again? Nate?
Yeah.
Oh.
His fake name.
Sorry, Mr. Hammer, Jonathan. We've been friends for a while. I
Fair
first
enough.
met him back in 1918. I was still studying at Howard.
We met on a job, and he's been an occasional drinking partner for 5 years now.
He has been a welcome guest at most holidays at my family home.
So you, yes, it sounds like you're aware of some of his eccentricities.
We were the group that was with him in Peru, and we saw some
Something.
we saw some things.
And experience some things. I'd like, grab at my throat a little bit.
Yes, I did read that book. It sounds like it was a harrowing experience. It was still. He came in here a couple of weeks ago, and he updated his will. And
I
he
remember you
also,
talking about that.
yes, he was. Well, I've seen him working a lot of different investigations before. In fact, the first time I met him, he was investigating a certain cult of the. He called it the cult of the Fiery Cross. And I have never seen him as shaken up and out of sorts as he was when he visited me.
I'm sorry. At this point, I'll take out like a notepad. You said Cult of the Firing Cross.
Cult of the Fiery Cross. It's a. He was being a bit dramatic. It's an organization that was common in the South for a while and is kind of spreading around again.
I think I can guess what kind of institution that would have been.
Yes. But when he was last here, he also left a letter. Let me see. So before I begin going down the will, and he will pull a piece of paper out of a folder. I'll just go ahead and read it to you. Greetings from beyond the grave. By now you know that all I've really left you is a whole heap of trouble. If I were still around to have an opinion on the matter, I would understand if you decided to walk away from it all. Hell, if I'm dead right now, that's a good indication I should have done the same. But you know me too well, and I know you too well. If you were the kind of people who always did the sensible thing, we wouldn't be such good friends. You have been there when I needed you in the past, and I hope you will be again, even if it's too late to save me. I've been pulling threads all over the world, and while most of them are still unraveling, I think I'm onto something big. Carlton and Jonah can fill in more of the details for you. I've left some of my papers and notes with them, which should help you work out which hornet's nest you need to poke next. I trust you to bring my killers to justice. Of course, I'm assuming I was murdered. It would be just plain embarrassing if I was run over by a trolley car. Follow my investigation to its bloody end and seek out the truth. I'm not asking you to finish my book. None of you can write worth a damn. Your friend, always, Jonathan Hammer. There's a P.S. below. James, I hope I didn't get your hopes up too high. I can't promise that you'll find them alive. I only know I'm on a trail to more answers. I wish you the best of luck.
Well, now I want to finish this
My
book just out of
answers.
spite.
My answer is always a fool.
Oh no, he was right on the money for me.
So I was not aware of what was in that letter until he had passed. And I think it's pretty clear that he knew something was coming for him.
Did he leave anything else?
Well, he left a set of instructions, in fact. Do any of you have law trained?
I know someone who does. James, I know you do. I remember.
I didn't have much.
Okay.
It's
you
better
have a
than
very
nothing.
low law, but it's better than everybody's
Yeah, 5 points, baby.
here.
Yeah, so this isn't something you have to roll or anything. It's just, James, you're going to understand when he starts reading off the will. Like, you're going to follow the legalese pretty well. For the rest of you, he will break off and explain as he goes through. So the important details from the will are that he has given full power of attorney to Ramsey, who has the full authority to liquidate his assets. Ramsey is instructed to use these assets to create and manage a fund. Hammer requested that any friends of his who attend the reading make use of this fund to continue his investigation of the Carlisle expedition. Ramsey will be able to make disbursements from the fund to pay for travel, accommodation, living costs, equipment purchases, legal bills, medical expenses. You're going to have to keep track of your expenses and receipts, but then you can pass them on to Ramsey and he will reimburse you for it. He is also to act as a central point of contact for everyone involved. If you split into multiple groups, if you need assistance with recruiting additional help or specialists in different areas, he'll be your point of contact. And after settling all of his outstanding debts, and after leaving some sums to his ex-wives and to his mother, there is a sum of $50,000 remaining for this investigation fund.
That's really, really big.
I was not aware that Arthur's made so much.
Well, he was also an entertainer, a bit of a celebrity.
Fair enough.
And there was he also a couple of years ago came by with quite a bit of gold.
Yeah.
Well, I certainly know where that came from.
Good old Peru.
Hey, Victor. Remember Peru? I was saying with a smile.
We'll always have Faro.
Peru.
Is there anything else of note?
Well, this would be the time, I think, if any of you wish to back out of...
Oh, absolutely not.
I don't think there's any shame in... this is the man's final request, but it's also a request to keep looking into something that got him killed. So I don't think there's any shame in backing out now if you feel you need to.
Honestly, I think it's too late for us to back out.
I don't back down.
Also,
They
you
didn't
already
get-
know that what we've already done, just being in the city long enough.
Well,
His murderers weren't involved. And until you are officially on our payroll as our lawyer, I think I'll leave it at that.
yes, at the moment I am the executor of Mr. Hammer's estate. And I am authorized to make disbursements to you, but I don't currently legally represent any of you. That
I think
can
that'd be the
change
first thing.
at your
we should-
discretion.
I think we very much should, start
How much is
there.
your rate?
Well, if the expenses are related to the investigation, you can certainly afford it.
Well, even privately.
Yeah, he is going to name a sum that you're sitting. This is not a law firm. This is a single lawyer working by himself who has one secretary, and his office is in Harlem. So
Yeah.
clearly, he's a good lawyer because he represented a fairly wealthy man for a long time, but his rates are not high.
He represented Hammer.
Yes, who was, you might know, pretty frequently in legal trouble.
Well, considering there may come a time when I or my family or my friends may need some legal representation unrelated to this investigation, let's
What-
work out a contract.
I would like to ask his law specialty, what field he does, like defense lawyer. I'm just trying to get some background information on him. I'm totally
Basically-
getting around the bush to figure out if he's a good murder defendant.
Yeah, what do you specialize in before we pay you? That's a good call.
The majority of my experience is in the field of property. However, having worked with Nate for all these years, I do have a bit of defense experience as well. Let me tell you, the first time I met the man, he's had a couple drinks at this point. The first time I met the man, I was studying in the library at Howard, and he comes in, all of about 18 years old. Clearly does not belong there, sticks out like a sore thumb. Has no idea how the index works. And I ended up having to spend the afternoon helping him look up some local regulations. He thanked me, left, never expected to see him again. 2 weeks later, I get home to my... Yes, go ahead.
I literally just forgot it as you continued, so go ahead.
Okay.
I'll remember in a second.
No, you won't.
2 weeks later, I come home to my apartment. I find him sitting on my couch, shirt off, with my wife, eating my dinner. I was fit to throw him out the window. Miriam calmed me down, explained why he was there, that he'd been injured, that he was looking for help. And the long story, to make it shorter, he pulled me in. He had a habit of pulling people into his investigations, as he called them.
He was very good at that.
I have a few questions.
Yes.
The first one is the funds for your quest. Will they be like? I don't understand taxes myself. I haven't done them. Hold on. I just realized I'm like, oh, I committed tax fraud. Will everything be receipted and notarized?
If you pass me
Safe.
receipts, If you pass me receipts and you tell me what the expenses were, as long as they're not outlandish and clearly unrelated to the investigation, I'm authorized to disperse to repay you
So,
for those.
say self-defense, items for self-defense. Would that cover?
Depending, so I have the feeling that this is going to be a fairly wide-ranging expedition. Depending on the laws of the country that you're in, the defense costs can be covered.
I think this is going to be leading into my second question. How much did you know about Peru? I don't really. I would like
skimmed the book.
Skim the book. You didn't ask him for any more details.
No, I'm not aware that there was anything special about that investigation. He investigated a lot of cults in his time.
Okay.
We'll put it this way. It opened his eyes to the possibility that some cults are more than just cults.
I'm not sure what that would mean. Are you speaking of criminal enterprises, or?
I'm just gonna.
Are you a spiritual man, sir?
Connor speaks up. Maybe we should hire the man first before we.
I think we should have all the cards on the table. I'm just saying.
I attend church on Sundays.
Okay. Would his
these
rate
people
be
at the end of the
covered? Like, if I offered this man double his usual rate, would it be covered by my having, like, a credit rating of 50 to 60?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I will pay you a double rate if you agree to work with us, and I'll tell you everything you want to know.
Well, that is a very generous offer. I am definitely inclined to accept. I must warn you first, I will not advise you on breaking the law.
That was my final question. Thank
Yeah.
I can advise you how to stay within the bounds of the law. I cannot advise you how to transgress the law.
Absolutely fine.
It's
understand.
that is for your protection as much as my own, because if I were to behave in a criminal fashion, I would. Well, our correspondence would no longer be privileged.
Fair enough. I'm going to put my own flask on the table for him to take a sip out of.
We're in Harlem, right?
That is correct.
We're very
We're-
much in Harlem.
Where was that one antique shop at?
It is. Harlem is fairly large, so it
Was
is
it-
also
was
in
it in
Harlem, but
Harlem?
it's yes,
Okay.
but it's not.
I have unfinished business.
It is
I'm
not
just
a store or
trying
anything.
to. Yeah, no, that's fine. I have unfinished business though, and
So he will. He'll draw up contracts for all of you to sign and accept payment. Then he'll say, "Now, there were some stories in the paper recently.
We came across Mr. Hammer murdered in his hotel room by some very strange gentlemen wearing red bandanas around their foreheads. We chased them down. We
Hold
avenged
on.
him.
Did we sign the papers first?
Yes.
Yes.
We just
Okay. I
Yes.
just wanted to make sure because private,
Yep.
We chased them down, avenged him, and recently started trying to follow some of his investigations from what little information he had on him to a little shop relatively close by where we were ambushed by those same people, as well as apparently some policemen.
That's where
Who,
they got on the paper. Somehow I didn't.
Because you stayed hidden.
I don't know how well hidden
yeah,
is when I am next to the driver, pointing at Connor, blind firing to go and cover you guys as you guys were leaving the building.
They've already.
Well-
I didn't pull the trigger this time.
I can confidently say I only act in self-defense.
Also, I do run my own distillery, and you are welcome to partake as much as you would like, as long as you work for me.
That's part of the job.
Well, this was.
I've
some-
never gotten in legal trouble for that, at the very least. We're very good about staying discreet.
I'm glad to hear that. It sounds like. It sounds like there is potentially a case to be made that the killings of people in the shop potentially could be self-defense. It gets more complicated,
When the police got involved.
yes, when the police were shot. So I will have to I'll have to put out some feelers and some inquiries about that. You might not be aware, but at Nate's funeral, there was a police presence. They were
I heard about that, at least in the paper.
they were looking for. Well, I'll be honest with you. I don't think that they have anything to go on in Nate's case, in the case of his murder. You may have read that there have been a string of murders committed in a similar fashion over the past few years. And there is a man, Hilton Adams, who was convicted of committing those murders. And he is currently on death row up in Sing Sing. I think that at least some of the police are concerned that if the murders have continued while the convicted culprit is in prison, perhaps he either had accomplices or possibly they have the wrong man altogether.
Wouldn't
So-
put it past them.
I can tell you that as police go, Lieutenant Martin Poole, was at the funeral, and I've had experience with him in the past, and as police go, he is not a bad fellow.
Well, that's good to know.
So, he was at the funeral. He was respectful and kept his distance, but afterward he spoke with everyone there, trying to find out if anybody has any information on the murder or what the motivation might have been. If you would like, I can make contact with him and arrange an interview. And obviously I would be present for that to ensure that your rights are protected. But if you're able to give him... you were present for Nate's murder? You were, or in the immediate aftermath, you said?
Yes.
That might be the only
Yeah.
way the police are going to get information.
James, seeing as you are the only one of us without a description currently in the paper, I think that would fall to you.
Yeah, that would.
I had to keep a promise. That's all I'm gonna say. Just cut it off right there.
And besides, your diplomacy is lacking.
There's also a reporter. There's a reporter, Ms. Rebecca Schossenberg. She works for the Times. She was present at the funeral as well, pretty much doing the same thing. She's been a combination of a pain and a godsend. She seems to really actually care about these murders, and I am under the impression that she thinks that Mr. Adams is innocent. So if you are too hesitant to speak to the police, that could be another way to try to get some information into the public eye.
Well, I don't see why we couldn't do both.
I have a question. In the papers, did they mention the bandanas around the?
No, they didn't mention any of that stuff.
Nope.
Nope.
No. Okay. I'm gonna bring that. I'm bringing that up because if whoever's gonna go talk to him, better bring that up. You know, at least casually.
Oh, I most
Because-
certainly will. I suggest that, James
I talked
goes
to the
with our new
officer.
friend, Mr. Ramsey, to speak with the police. And,
And you guys get to talk to the reporter.
I won't lie. But there's something else I have to take care of, though.
Oh,
we're
and,
not going anywhere by ourselves.
Oh, and
Especially you. You're still injured.
Question: am I still injured? I heal a single hit point a day, right?
Yeah,
take a
you'll
couple days again.
have your hit points back up, but it's still gonna hurt when you
You're
move your
gonna-
arm around.
Getting your
Okay.
hit points and being, you know,
Oh no, I understand. Hit
Injured
points
is
do
two
not
different-
transfer to actual health sometimes.
Fluffy.
Uh,
I have a full hit point bar right now. That doesn't mean that I don't still hurt a lot.
Well, emotional damage is different. All right.
No, I'm talking about physical. I'm talking purely physical pain.
Yeah, I know. I have a promise to keep, though. I'm going to be keeping it.
and Connor's going to look at James and say, "You are only a proxy. You do not know us."
Mm-hmm.
All right.
How close a description was my appearance, by the way? I'm curious.
And mine.
I think it's the group of you together that sparked the recognition. Like one of you individually, the description of the paper isn't enough, but when all of you are together, it's people who read the article would probably say that's suspicious.
I know after this, I'm buying a bandana. I can tell you that. Oh no! Can I already have a bandana?
You can have
Do
anything
you mean
you
a
want.
handkerchief?
No. I'm talking like cowboy, outlaw type stuff. Because
Yeah, I mean, buddy, that's just a handkerchief. You can
okay,
have a handkerchief.
Yeah, that is a hanky.
let's go.
You have
Fluffy.
multiple friends that have over 30 credit. Of course you can have a handkerchief.
I would buy you another suit, but considering what happened to the last one,
Yeah.
Would okay? I have a request. As to the nature of our funds, I would like to hire a detective to investigate an individual. His name is Elias, I believe. Was that the person we went
Elias
to go see?
Singh. You mean the person we went to go see who died?
No,
Or did
no,
they?
the person
Did he not die?
that I let
No,
live.
he
That
did
I
die.
let
Oh.
live.
We suspect that he's dead, and like being manipulated by the by the people.
I would like to hire someone to investigate, and I'll give details about it. Basically, I want more information about this dude that was there. I'll give descriptor.
Silas Naquain is the name you're thinking of.
Yes.
Okay.
Someone. Yeah.
He says,
I
"What
would
are
prefer-
you looking for specifically? Do you want? I know several different investigators. Do you want somebody to watch his shop? Do you want somebody to investigate his background?
Him specifically.
Mix of both, probably.
I would like. Yes. I need more information on this person because he seems to be having a very heavy hand in the implication of Hammer's murder. I'm being very sophisticated right now. And
You're using
it's
words you
clear
don't
You're
I'm
being
trying.
And
You're being very good, Victor.
All right, I will. I have a couple of people I can call for that. I will find out who's available and get them to look into Mr. McQueen, see if they can. I don't know the man personally, but I will let you know what we find out.
Appreciate it.
With the
Speaking of which,
brief-
oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, the brief interaction that we did have with him, he does know something about my parents and the Carlisle expedition, along with he was with the people that went and murdered Hammer. Or at least the group. Not the same people, because we got those guys, but he's somehow associated with that group.
He is associated either through force, through impersonation, or very willingly.
Ramsey, can we take a minute? Just the four of us. I think we should discuss some details, because I don't know how much we should tell this man what we're doing, because I don't want to implicate him in it. And we've seen weird stuff, and I don't want him to think we're just crazy. I think we need to talk about that.
Okay, I can step out of the room for a moment. Let me know when you. Just give me a knock on the door when you finish whatever you need to discuss.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ramsey. We appreciate it incredibly. Frankly,
he
even
steps
if
out.
frankly, even if he thinks we are insane, that would be a wonderful basis for an insanity plea.
Well,
True.
that's not how that works, I'm afraid.
Not to mention,
Yeah.
in this day and age, that is not something that you want.
Yeah, you're dead if you're crazy. So let's not be crazy. Um, Connor's pitching the idea that hey, let's not tell him before we do a crime,
Oh, absolutely not.
just in
I would
general.
just like to say that we've already informed him about the crime. We got that, confidentiality thingy.
Yeah,
But
yes, confidentiality does protect us, but it is
I
not
I
immunity.
feel
He
like
is
we've
our
We
gone
cannot.
acting
too far.
He is our acting lawyer. He has the right to advise us no matter what we tell him.
Yes, it's just he will not.
He cannot
It's
assist
best.
us in committing a crime.
Yeah, it's best if we leave the
Hmm.
crime stuff to ourselves and tell them about it afterward. Is what I'm saying.
I'm
Oh, I never
my
planned
goal
on.
right now is to make sure everyone's on board with this because we keep teetering on. Yeah, we've murdered people already about this. Like we haven't. I don't think we said this that
Visit.
outright,
I
but
said we got them, not that we killed them.
it
Got
doesn't
and
take.
got.
You can put the wires together, but I'm
The
just. I'm,
incident inside
Well,
the
we
shop
did
was
earlier say we
self-defense.
avenged him as well, so I mean,
Yeah,
it's not
but
that hard.
the hammer
yeah,
body incident. We were the only other people there, and there are three other dead bodies. It's, he's, you don't have
I
to be a
Was
just.
that
genius.
was that mentioned at all in the papers?
Absolutely not.
No, no.
So the way that Hammer was killed, it's the details aren't in there, but it says that it was similar to the other string of murders. But the other bodies are not in the paper. The police are apparently keeping that to themselves.
Sounds like
That's
whoever's getting
why I
paid.
don't want to bring this to the cops because that could just be them covering it up. They could be part of it. The cops were super protective of the block that guy was in, and they
Mm-hmm.
always seemed to know whenever we were showing up. I genuinely think the cops are on the take, and we should not give them too much information just to be sure.
Hmm.
And we should not tell our lawyer what we're going to do before we do it in the hopes that we have some, let's say, some room to not be screwed over by him, even though that he is protecting us.
How much? My biggest question is how much should we trust him with our information?
I trust him because Hammer trusted him, but at the
Agreed.
same time, don't trust lawyers.
Fair
I will
stance.
absolutely trust the lawyer. Thank you very much.
No.
My whole thing is we don't inform him anything like events like say Peru. We don't inform him about what fully happened there. Just bits and pieces.
We will
Um,
leave the supernatural elements out of it.
mhm.
Yes. Magic and stuff
And
like that does not exist.
for
The
this,
worm was just something that you ate and it made you throw up, Victor.
Oh,
It was some bad tequila.
Yes.
all right. I think we're in a better agreement because I don't want to like give him everything. I trust the man, but like he follows the law and we're kind of skirting it.
We're not even on the law. We're literally on the land right now. We are talking about fleeing the country before we paid him and he was cool with it.
Here's something to remember. Lawyers are not cops.
Yeah.
Cops are there to enforce laws that are on the books. Lawyers are there to make sure that you have the best chance possible of not going to jail.
So when he returns,
Yeah,
let you
we
know.
bring him back in.
Yeah. First of all, that letter made reference to both Carlton and to Jonah. So he'll let you know that Jonah would be what's his name? Jonah Kensington, who is the owner of Prospero House, which, as Victor already determined, is the publisher that Hammer always used. He says, Jonah's a good fellow. He may have more information for you. And Prospero House is kind of a strange bohemian affair. It's kind of, the office is open all the time. Authors come and go whenever they please. He says you can make an appointment or you can just show up, and there's a good chance Jonah will be there. And he'll also say that if a group of you need to kind of stay out of the public eye a little bit, he can arrange for you to have one of the rooms Hammer used to keep in town.
All right.
So
I
he'll
haven't-
give you-
I haven't worked with PIs before, but how quick are they at gathering information?
Well, it depends on the information you want. If you want to know who comes and goes from the shop and where Mr. McQueen goes when he leaves the shop, probably give them about a week to gather good information.
Okay.
As for looking into his background, that's going to be harder to predict. Very basic background information, stuff you can find in the census. That's the work of an afternoon. If you want all of the neighbors interviewed quietly, that's going to take a little longer, be a bit more expensive.
Okay.
So he will give you a set of keys and an address. So that you can.
And again, we would like to be leaving perhaps the country for a little while. But we'll be in touch regarding that.
Yes, of course. Whenever you need to make that happen, I can arrange tickets for you. Do you all have passports?
Yes. At least I
No.
do.
Victor let his run out?
Yeah.
Okay. So he will
We don't
get
have
information.
passports. I'll
he-
point to Theodore.
He'll get information from you and from Theodore to get that application started. He says, this is not an incredibly fast process. It can take, if I try to speed it up with my contacts, we can expect it to be about 4 weeks to get a passport issued.
Well, I have at least 1 week to wait.
You're being mysterious and open at the same time, but I'm not entirely sure what you're talking about.
Oh, I was referencing
Hey.
the whole outside of game. I'm totally referencing the like detective. Like I need more information about this guy, but I'm just like, yeah, I could wait. I can definitely wait 4 weeks.
Please forgive Victor. He is strange and obtuse at the best of times.
Well, I'm well used to working with people with some eccentricities. It doesn't bother me one bit.
Fair enough.
Most likely, when you call the office, you'll be talking to Willa most of the time, but she can either get your message to me or I can call back. If you have any requests, if you need further information, and of course, as long as you're in town, you can just stop by here.
we thank you again for helping us and for helping Hammer as much as you had.
Of course. And I appreciate. I'm not in a position to do it myself, so I appreciate that you're going to be looking into whatever it was that killed him and trying to rectify things.
We most certainly will.
On that note, I believe I'm going to be making contact with the lieutenant and arranging an interview with you, one of you as a witness after the fact.
That'd be me.
That would be James.
Okay. I will make that contact, and I will, if you're going to be staying at the apartment that I've given you the keys for, I will contact you there to let you know when it's set up.
Alright.
All right.
Let us. Oh,
And I would like to speak with that reporter.
Schossenberg, yes, you can. I can make contact if you wish, but you can also just either call the New York Times or show up there, and she should be available if you have information for her.
All right.
In fact,
I'll give her a
she-
call then. You have plenty to do.
Yes, in fact, she left me her card at the funeral, so he's going to dig through his drawer a bit and then hand you a business card for Rebecca Schossenberg of
Thank
the New
you.
York Times.
I have a question. Did you
Yes.
attend the funeral?
Well, yes,
You
of
already
course.
answered that.
I'm sorry. Did anyone else act any suspicious? Anyone you might have not recognized, or someone who didn't say anything?
It was a small funeral, given given his relative celebrity, but I think it was because it was on extremely unexpected. It was on short notice, and it was very bad weather.
Yeah.
So no, it was his ex-wives were there. Jonah and I mentioned the reporters. There were a few members of the curious public there, not many. His mother, obviously. But,
Wish
No one
we
out of
could've
the
gone.
ordinary.
What?
I wish we could have gone.
Oh, same. But cops would have definitely, we're definitely going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
yes, they were present. Does anybody have any other questions for him?
Nah.
I got nothing.
No.
I have a question for everyone else. What's our next moves? I'm fine with waiting a week here to get more information. We obviously have some time to kill, as it's going to take at least 4 weeks to get passports if we were to leave the country. I'm unsure about any other leads that we have, but I have a promise to keep, and I'm not a liar. I forgot exactly the premise of the promise, but I'm pretty sure I'm just going to be killing someone.
I was gonna ask, what promise are you referring to?
When he went and got you out of there, he told what was it, Silas or whatever?
Yeah. I told him that I'll come back for him.
He was gonna come back and make sure that he regrets everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want Yeah.
Why don't we kill him in like a year?
Oh no.
When there's
Oh,
not
no.
cops in front of his
There's a
door?
reason why I asked for PIs. I'm gonna figure out who he's working with. I'm gonna figure out where he lives.
Gonna make
And this
your
man's
son
gonna reject
muffin.
his.
I thought he lived at the shop.
Yeah, he had an apartment there
Well,
in the back of the shop.
I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be in there. I'm gonna be in there soon. Just you wait.
Just don't get me killed.
My suggestion is we go to Hammer's hideout, we get our interviews done, and then we wait.
I mean, I'm fine with that. I'm not complaining.
Which I guess
I'm just saying.
I'll bring up to the rest of you. How much should I actually give out in like information?
You will
With
give
the-
out the descriptions of the men with the bandanas at
Mm-hmm.
both locations.
Nope, just for
Wow.
Hammer's murder. Just for
for
Hammer's
Hammer's
murder.
Yeah, just for Hammer's murder. That sounds
Yep.
good.
We are not
And-
associating him with the incident at the shop whatsoever.
Also ask why that was never brought up in any of the newspaper.
Well, they want to keep serial killers, identities a secret.
Yeah, but
You
serial
know.
killers wasn't that big in the 20s.
If I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure wasn't this when didn't like Jack the Ripper or something like that happen already?
I mean, yeah, but like serial killers are more modern than most people think.
Yeah, it's more. They're, I think it was originally called multi-murder or something like that.
Well, either way, we are not associating James with anything but giving a description of the 3 people who were seen leaving Hammer's room.
Yeah, none towards us, and
Nothing towards that. No, explanation that we chased them down and killed them. Nothing. Just a description of the 3 men leaving Hammer's room.
Ooh, even their weapons. Do so with that, because curved
Yes.
swords.
I'll be right back.
Okay,
curved
weapons.
swords.
Description of
Time.
their attire and what they looked like.
Yes. You had a room, or you had a meeting planned with Mr. Hammer that he did not attend. He had given you his hotel room. You went up to see if maybe he was laid up. You saw 3 men leaving his room. And the description. Just, yeah. We are bending the truth.
Oh yeah, we're bending it, but we're not lying about it. We are telling them what happened.
I mean, the 3 men definitely did not leave the room.
Yeah,
They
of them
did,
did.
though, through the window.
Only one of them left
No,
through the window.
only one went through the window. The other 2 stayed in the room. I'll just say
Oh.
that I saw 3 men enter into his room.
There you go.
That works.
Ooh, and the third one jumped.
Third one jumped.
I won't say anything about that. Just that
They
3
were
men
all.
entering his
I
room.
was going to have a meeting. He didn't say anything. I started leaving, and I noticed 3 men go and enter his room.
I would also say try to get him, figure out if he's like a good cop or not, because there's definitely some on the pay.
Oh yeah, of course.
The only way we're going to find out if he's a good cop or not is if we later have somebody show up at Hammer's door asking for us specifically or with a warrant. If we start having people follow James, then we know he's not a good cop. And I don't think that's a risk we want to take.
Which is why we're going to go into a little bit of hiding after we report all this.
Yeah, so this apartment is. When you go inside, it is fairly well furnished, and there's actually an attached garage and everything. But it's in an inconspicuous part of town, so this is a good place for you to kind of lay low a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a total of 5 beds in one room. I call the bed closest to the bathroom.
Hold on, I gotta call mine.
Yeah, we don't have to assume that this is exactly the layout. We can assume that there's another room or something.
I'm fine with this being the layout. I just call the bed closest to the bathroom, and I'm gonna set up a screen for a little privacy.
I'm going to I'm gonna pilfer through a few things, see if there's any other notes that he might have left.
So, when he was alive, he sometimes employed other people to do investigations for him, go to seances, things like that. And sometimes they would stay in apartments like this. And that's basically what you're going to realize it's set up for. There's even a little desk with a phone. If somebody wanted to, if you wanted to hire a secretary or something, but considering that you're not planning to stick around, yeah, that'll be like car tools.
Gotcha. Okay. I just wanted to make sure there was nothing else left to look into.
And I have mentioned it, but you should probably go to Prospero House at some point.
Mm-hmm.
You want to do that, Joey? Or not Joey? What's your character's name again?
Connor.
Connor.
Please.
You want to do that, Connor?
Sure, we can do that. Let's split the party 3 ways this time.
So I'm
I
going to
mean, we could always have a 4-way.
I'm going to assume you all get a good night's sleep, but what do you want to spend the next day doing?
I'm gonna get in touch with the reporter and arrange an interview regarding Hammer's death on the condition of anonymity.
No, they don't actually have to follow that.
You don't have to, but back in those days, for the most part, journalists still had standards.
This
There was
is
a lot more integrity.
this is kind of before journalistic standards were invented, but
Yeah, but they did still have some standards.
yeah.
Like,
But here's the thing. They're now being forced to follow those standards. Back then, they just did good things.
now it's expected of them, and they don't wanna.
So
Yeah,
she is
what's
going to, over the phone, she'll clarify, are you asking to speak off the record, or are you asking to not meet in person?
I would like to not be named in anything that you write up.
And yeah, she says if you have any information regarding this, she would love to meet with you.
Absolutely.
She can meet you in public somewhere. You can come into the office.
I'll say the office.
Okay.
And I will wear an outfit that I'm not particularly fond of, with big glasses and a scarf. That will never be seen again after this interview.
And when would be convenient for you?
I'm gonna.
You're gonna what?
Oh no. Good. Andrew asked a question to Bri.
Yeah, when would be convenient for you to meet?
Oh, let's say... Yeah, lunch sounds good.
Okay.
So, is James gonna be going by himself, basically?
The
Well,
lawyer
I
will be
certainly
present.
hope
No,
not.
I'll be with Ramsey.
Okay,
At
okay.
least
And
one
a lawyer
meeting.
with him.
Mm-hmm.
Because then, cause I was about to say, like, Theodore, you could just go with Connor. Not Connor. Oh my god.
James.
James.
Hey, you wanna mess up another name?
Joel, that's enough out of you.
Whoa.
Oh,
Whoa.
Party foul.
gross.
Party foul.
Right?
Um,
And I would like somebody to come with me. Even if they don't come in for the interview itself, just to...
Okay. You want me and Victor to be getaway driver, and then go off and do our thing after we drop you off, that kind of thing.
what is there left to do in New York? What do we know?
Prospera House, the interview with the lieutenant.
I say we
What-
could probably just do the interviews and then we can try and move up to the get into that place and then come back. And then hopefully by that time
I won't
your
lie.
information should be there along with, say like us getting our passports, or at least the Oswalds getting their passports.
I won't lie. I'm really enjoying this idea of just breaking the party as thin as we can.
We need a fifth person, so we split it in 5 ways.
We do have a fifth person.
Yeah, we
Theodore.
do. Yeah.
I
It's
mean,
just
oh, yeah,
Fluffy's
we-
playing both of
Theodore is
them.
not going away from everyone.
I could go talk to the publishing house tomorrow and reach out without with reasonable,
so it
reason.
it doesn't bother me one bit for you all to split up, and it's not like you're breaking up in a dungeon in D&D. You're not all heading off. To,
Yeah, I'm
get
poking
killed.
fun of that.
But I will say the one thing it does is it means that only one person can speak in each scene.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And I don't like that.
I just don't like how wherever we go, we have all 4 of us. I like some
Well, right now we're not gonna have all 4 of us.
Well,
Yeah, so do you
yeah,
want to-
I understand what you mean. It's a character thing. Like, characters should have their own scenes.
Yeah.
So you want to just break up into groups of 2, or do you want to split all the way up?
I'm fine going by myself because I
Yeah, like,
can't have you guys with me.
it's
Yeah,
best
you're going with
that-
Ramsey.
Mm-hmm.
that nobody recognizable goes with the person that's going to go talk to the cops. Me and Victor, we're going to be accompanying. We're going to be accompanying Birdie, and then we're going to go off and do our thing. I can't remember what we were supposed to do.
Prospero House.
That.
The publisher.
Sound like a plan, everybody?
yes.
Yeah.
Sounds okay.
Oh, I know you want to. Okay, how about this? You go in and I go do donuts in the parking lot.
It's fine.
We
don't
we
care.
could drop Fluffy off at the publishing house, and then you drive me to my interview, and then have another altercation with police.
Yes, there we go.
Sounds like a plan.
Gonna ruin a 9-year-old's birthday party. That's what Victor's gonna do on his free time.
Uh,
Not like I haven't made a few kids orphans at this point.
oh. We killed a lot of people so far.
It's mostly been me.
It's not in the double digits quite yet, but it's still a ludicrous amount for a normal person.
I've heard a lot of people.
are you sure it's not in the double digits?
We're past 10 people.
3 cultists. How many cops did we kill?
We didn't kill any of the cops.
Yeah, he shot
We
them
didn't kill
in the
any.
knee. He just
Oh,
I
did
took
the
out their
reverse.
knees.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
If there
3
were-
more
One.
cultists.
If there were
Okay, so
horses, you'd have to kill them now.
In this arc, I've at least killed my. There's at least 6 dead.
Okay.
Anyway,
So who wants to go first?
Let's do James first.
yeah.
Talking to the cop? Alright.
Mm-hmm. As I sit here in the dark.
Alright. Fiddles is deciding to act up tonight, so I had to just... I'm trying to keep her quiet with
Yeah.
some treats.
Yep.
Give me just a second. I will toss you on the map here. James. Where is Ramsey? There we go. So, he'll meet you. He'll meet you outside of the police station. He'll tell you, remember, you are not currently under suspicion of anything, but I'll still give you advice on what questions to answer, because talking to the police is perilous at the best of times.
Yeah, they're not there to be your friend.
Yeah.
I do not.
Anything you say can and will be used against you.
And I do not, under any circumstances, advise you to lie to him. Lying to the police is always going to end in trouble for you.
Yeah.
So he will bring you into the police station, talk to the desk sergeant, and you'll be directed back to the office of Lieutenant Martin Poole.
Alright.
He'll take a seat on the couch. You can sit on the chair. Mr. Poole will lean forward and shake your hand.
Shake it back.
He says, I'm Mr. Reed. I am glad to hear that you are civically minded and you're going to step forward with some information. I have to admit that we are pretty stumped, and any help that we can get is going to be greatly appreciated.
I don't know how much help this is going to be, but this is at least what I have to give you guys, I guess, for now. Unless I find out anything else myself.
Now, the first and obvious question is, I understand that you were present that evening, but you haven't stepped forward with any information until now. That's why there was some hesitation.
I was kind of afraid for my own safety. If, say, any of this came out to whoever got him and they came after me, I would not be able to. I'd probably die.
That's very understandable. Obviously, I can't pretend this isn't a dangerous situation, but if you are a witness, we will do everything in our power to protect you. We have considerable power to protect you.
So,
Yes, so start at the beginning. Why were you present that evening? And, well, actually, how did you know Mr. Hammer?
we were on an expedition 5 years ago in Peru. That's when I first met him. We He was. We haven't talked for a while, and then he sent a message to me saying that he had some information about the Carlisle expedition, which involved my parents, and that we were going to meet. And when he didn't show up at the meeting place that we decided that we were going to go and meet at, I got concerned. He gave me his hotel number and where he was staying at. I went to go there. He didn't answer the door. I decided that I'll come back later. As I was leaving, I did notice 3 men walk towards his room. I noticed that they all kind of had the same outfit. Little, like a red scarf or whatever, kind of going across their forehead that would then droop down off to the side. I think I caught a glimpse of some type of like knife, but I didn't think twice to go and to go after that, because we've some of our experience in Peru. We had a couple odd things that happened there, and with his experience and the cults and all that stuff, I thought that would probably be, he had another interview that day, and he was busy with that and forgot about ours.
Were you the only one scheduled to meet him?
That I know of, yes.
And when you saw these men, you said they were heading towards his room. Did you see them enter?
I was already heading down. I didn't see if they entered or not. Like I said, I didn't think twice to look back. I probably should have just... I could have done something if I just went back.
Well, that's a very common thought. What do you suppose you could have done?
I could have, one, called the police to go and help, or at least try and help him, at least.
But you had no reason to suspect that he was in any danger at that point.
Other than that, it was very odd, and I have never seen these people before. They were wearing the same outfits, and they headed towards the room. Other than that, I guess, no, I didn't fully have any speculations, other than, I guess, they had, like I said earlier, the weird weapons that I kind of saw peek out as I walked by.
Can you describe this knife you said you saw?
What was the weapon again? It's like a...
They were curved blades.
They had...
it was a weird curved blade, it looked like, or something. I couldn't fully see it. It was kind of hidden under a little bit of their outfit.
You said they were wearing strange outfits, but you only mentioned a scarf. Is there anything else that particularly stood out?
They were in, like, pretty... What is it? Like...
They were basically wearing suits. But
They were wearing, like, basic suits.
But with the bandana and...
But the bandana was the most weirdest part, and they all had the same type of attire. That was the main thing that caught me off guard.
All right. And did you hear anything? Did you hear struggles or any
I
as you were
was
leaving?
probably too far downstairs to even know if there was any struggles. I know when I walked a couple blocks away, I think I did hear a couple gunfires. But at that point, I went into running away from the gunfires to make sure I didn't get shot.
All right. Well, that is some information that gives me an idea that you were in the area. Tell me, does the name Hilton Adams sound familiar to you?
Who?
Hilton Adams.
Not that I know of.
All right. It's just a thing that's bothering me. There's been a string of murders.
Hold on, I'm gonna look back at Ramsey. I'm gonna say, wait a second. Wasn't that the guy who had the string of murders or something?
Yes, he's currently in prison for murders that are very similar to the way your friend was murdered. But you have no prior knowledge of him, or
No, not that I know of.
and you're not local either, are you? You came to town.
Yeah, he
So-
came to town.
All right. Well, I appreciate you coming in. I'm going to ask, can you give me contact information so that I can get a hold of you if I have follow-up questions?
As of right now,
Here's information.
Contact me
Ramsey
through my lawyer.
will be my contact information.
Yeah, Ramsey will intervene at that point and tell Mr. Poole that he can that you can be contacted through him. If you do think of anything else that might help us, you said specifically 3 people entering the room, correct? Or
Yes,
3 people in the area.
3 people in the same outfit walked in the area walking towards his room. I didn't
Right.
see them enter. I didn't see any of that. And
Well, I appreciate your being civic-minded, and my sympathies for the loss of your friend.
I wish she was still here. Sorry.
He gives you a stare like he's trying to determine whether that is a genuine concern, and he seems to buy it. So he will still give you his card so that you can contact him if you choose to, but he accepts that he'll have to contact you through Ramsey. And he asks if you do think of any other information, please contact him. And if you do think that you're in any danger, make sure you let the police know.
Will do.
Have you seen anything else strange since the murder occurred? Do you have any reason to feel that you've been followed or that you're in danger?
Not yet. That's why I've decided to come to you guys now.
All right. Then, if you have nothing further to add, the interview can draw to a close.
All right.
So I don't know how the rest of you feel. We can do one more interview tonight if you feel like it. Is anybody else up for one? Should we call it here?
I mean, I'm up for it, if everybody else is.
I say we call it here because my brain is leaving my body.
Absolutely fair.
Yeah.
I had a bit of a long day. Sorry.
No, it's no problem at all.
That's all good.
So we can pick up next week with, well, I'm happy to let the three of you who are going to different locations decide who you're going to talk to next. Thank
Okay.
you all for playing. Do you have anything
always
else you
fun.
want to say before we sign off?
Donate to charity. Be kind to each other.
Start
Remember to
fights.
vote.
Get a lawyer.
Punch a Nazi.
I know for a few of us, it's getting closer to winter. You might want to start thinking about getting new tires if you haven't already.
Why are you looking at me?
Because I'm looking at you.
And remember to bundle up. And those of you in southern states, I'm looking at you, Joey, expect more polar vortexes that are severe.
Yeah. I just got a kerosene heater and got the wick and everything working just in case. It's capable of heating an entire house.
Use all of those extra blankets.
Oh yeah. This place has so many blankets.
Blankets are good.
All right,
Blankets
then,
are nice.
everybody. Good night and take care of yourself.